Paint me the scenario that Washington wins.
Dak throws 4 interceptions.
Okay.
They run the ball and they stick to the run, and they end up with over 250 yards rushing.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to go that high. Just 200. I think if you're running the ball effectively and you stick to it, you're averaging about 4.8 to 5 yards a carry, you win the game. But if you run it great in the first half and you just immediately go away from it in the third quarter, be right back to everything else.
You know their highest rushing total this year?
Mm-hmm.
This seems fairly indicative of where we're at. Their 2 highest rushing totals on the year were in weeks 1 and 3. And a lot of that was quarterback run driven. Against the Giants, they went for 220 on the ground.
Okay.
And in week 1. And then against the Raiders, they went for 201 on the ground.
Okay.
In the last month, they haven't gone over 150.
But they're still in the top 4 in the league.
Yeah. They're 4th in rush yards. Jeffrey, paint me a picture where Washington wins tomorrow.
Okay, Dak Prescott, he's going to go into usual Dak Prescott mode, start turning the ball over. Washington is going to generate at least 2 turnovers tomorrow, right? And we're going to run the ball away, like run right through them. That's it.
Currently, Washington, 31st in the league at generating turnovers.
Yeah, but it's the Cowboys on Christmas. We're going to have some Christmas magic.
Landini, paint me the picture. Washington wins tomorrow.
Yeah, I was also going to say that, Dak Prescott occasionally has those games where he's just terrible. He's got to have one of those tomorrow. If they do that, I think we can pull it off, even with Josh Johnson, a quarterback. Look, Josh Johnson has come in and won a game for us before.
I covered that
late
game.
In the season.
One of the wildest games I've ever covered.
It's happened.
We were in Jacksonville. Pete jumped in the pool. It was so they were still in the playoff hunt that year. That was 2018. They won in Jacksonville, and then the following week was a road game in Nashville against the Titans.
Titans.
That night, the Saturday night in Nashville, Pete Haley's a dear friend of mine, is the drunkest I've ever seen him. To the point where Mitch and I, he was belligerent, wouldn't leave, and we were like, all right, dude, you're good luck.
See, you should have let me throw him in the pool that night.
Maybe we should have.
Yeah.
The next day was, I'm going to pull that stat line up because that was just an incredible ball game. I think they were pretty heavy underdogs in that game, and it was by far, I don't know what his exact stat line was, but Adrian Peterson in that game was just phenomenal.
Went off.
He carried that team on his back, and the other side was Derrick Henry. I think Blaine Gabbert was at quarterback for the Titans in that game. AP in that game went 26 for 119, had a catch for 8 yards. I somehow didn't get in the end zone. I don't know who the hell scored because I guess Josh Johnson threw for a touchdown. What happened late in that game, Josh threw a pick late in that game as Washington was trying to drive to tie it up. It was, so they were down. They were up 16-12, and then the Titans got a touchdown. It was 16-19. And Washington's driving to tie it up, and JJ threw a pick. Those were wild days. Josh Johnson has started and won a game for this organization before.
All right.
So I do think that's a fair thing to kind of keep in mind.
I know this is going to sound wild.
If it's coming from you, it probably will.
I'd rather see Driscoll than Josh Johnson after the performance he put on last week and in the preseason.
I don't think that's that wild, frankly.
Yeah. It's not a wild take.
The only thing, I think it's really hard for quarterbacks to come in the middle of a game. There's no other position where you're asked to go 0 to 100 right away. Because if a backup running back comes in or a backup offensive lineman, generally those dudes are at least out there for a snap or two on specials or something. Like generally they've at least been out there a little. Quarterback. The other thing, I wanted to mention this about Sam Hartman because people went crazy.
They are still going crazy. I saw some stuff this morning. I said I had to refrain from commenting because I would have really gone at the person.
But I have a question for you because I have a number in my head, and I'm curious if you agree. Kingsbury yesterday said it'd be unfair to put Hartman out there on a short week when there's no reps.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Hartman obviously got a little bit of work in training camp, got some preseason games that were bad. He did not perform well in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Since August, so September, October, November, almost the end of December, in the last 4 months, this is a serious question because my number is low.
Mm-hmm.
Since August,
yeah,
how many snaps do you think Hartman has gotten in 11-on-11 simulated football, in real practice reps? With Washington.
With first or second?
First, second, scout, any of it? Because I bet it's under 10.
I think 0.
Exactly. And I think people don't recognize that.
What you had when you had Marcus starting or Jaden starting, those two are getting all the snaps.
They're getting all the real
and
snaps.
Then Josh is probably working the scout team.
If Marcus isn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you want to make sure your backup is constantly having some level of football going on. That fourth guy probably, he's doing all individual drills.
I bet Sam Hartman hasn't taken a 11-on-11 real snap since August. Yeah. And if he has, I bet it's fewer than 10. Mm-hmm. And I bet it's fewer than 10 because they're working on goal line.
And people are super baffled by it. Like, I don't know what you're looking at.
Because, dude, Jaden got all the work, and then Marcus is getting a little bit of backup work and probably running scout. Maybe Josh is running scout. Then Jaden gets hurt. Marcus needs all the work he can get. He wants every possible snap.
Mm-hmm.
And then Johnson needs some snaps because he might actually have to play. Now we're in a scenario the last month where Jaden's not playing. They shut him down, but he's practicing. He's taking all the scout work.
Yeah.
Like Sam hasn't taken a snap probably since August 28th is my guess. And if he has, it's like 6 of them in really targeted goal line or some specific scenario where they want him out there. Like where they want a quarterback that's not, frankly, if he's gotten some snaps, my guess is it's goal line where they're going close to live and they don't want a quarterback that could potentially get stepped on or something.
Yeah.
So like the notion of development for a quarterback on the practice squad, it's more about the meetings and the rooms. Like it's not about we're going to try to get this guy ready to play this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that's worth pointing out. Like the surface level argument of it's late in the year, they're 4-11. What do you have to lose? I understand that. I just don't think that I don't think that takes into account.
Also,
the
you don't want to put a guy out there
NFL.
That's not prepared for it. You know, let's be real. There are people that have watched this game closely and they look at it and they have an opinion. You don't want to put him out there and then that, you know, and that it's proven even more. Right now, he's not ready.
There's also 52 other dudes trying to win a game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a coaching staff trying to win a game.
Yeah.
And I understand people care more about draft picks, whatever. That's not what the coaches I saw there till 8 o'clock on Monday, grinding tape for this short week. They're not focused on the draft pick.